Hi everybody, my name's Pieta Valentine. I've written 2 books, The Resident's Voice from a Dementia Unit and The Resident's Rise, also from a Dementia Unit. Now today I'm going to be speaking on how to enter a dementia facility. When you enter a dementia facility, you actually have to be strong and confident. You have to have your wits about you, and you can't be sort of depressed or anxious or uptight or angry yourself, because then you sort of can't think on your feet quickly, which you need to when going into a dementia unit. Because as you open the door, you never know what's going to greet you. It could be that someone's pushing the door, pushes past you and charges out. A resident who's been waiting at the door for some time, hoping that a relative or someone will come in where they can just nip out, and they can be aggressive. Yeah, if you don't handle it well, they can become aggressive, and then that can create a real problem. So you need to be able to negotiate with that person, that no, this is not the right door. This is the doctor's door, or this is the nurse's door, and you're sorry, but you can't let them out. If you're lucky, the nurse will be nearby, or a carer, and they will distract them and take them away. But nevertheless, often you're left at the door having to negotiate with them. And of course, when you come into the unit, you never know what you're going to meet as you're walking towards your relative. Residents could be fighting, someone could have fallen. Anything can happen at any time, and that's why you just have to go in with a really clear focus. When you enter the unit, have a clear focus, be cool and concentrated, so that you can adjust quickly to whatever event is going on in the unit. I mean, it may just be lovely and calm, and that's fine, but often it's not. And when it's not, you have to be able to think on your feet quickly and manage it. Now, in terms of, let's say today you're visiting Granny again, and Granny hasn't been too well. She's getting on in years now. She's about 92, 93, and maybe she's had a chest infection that's affected her memory badly. She can't think the same, and she's a little bit down, So all these things you take into consideration when visiting your granny to make it easier for her. So, if she's sitting there quietly on her own in the corner somewhere, just go up to her, bend down so she can see you eye to eye. Granny, it's Anna here. I've come to see you, your granddaughter. I'm so happy to see you. I always enjoy coming to be with you here at the unit. And no doubt then she'll pick up a bit, and you've said your name. Oh yes, she may say, Anna, lovely to see you, dear. It's very good that you could come in to see your grandmother. So in terms of sort of entry into the unit in those first 10, 15 minutes, and especially if your relative is feeling flat and down, the best thing really is just to sit there quietly with them and absorb the space. Just get into the zone with it, see who's on duty, what nurses are about, is the clinical manager there, is Granny's main carer about. She may want to come and ask you something. How are the residents today? Are there any new residents? And also it's a good effort on your part to just start to learn the names of the main residents you come in contact with, the ones that are more likely to escape from the unit that you have to look out for when you're leaving and coming in, the ones that are most friendly with Granny, the nurses and carers that tend to do all the nursing cares for your grandmother. Learn all their names, the laundry girls, the cleaners, the kitchen staff. There's so many staff. And the more that you can get and be on good, friendly terms with them, and indeed know their name as well, it just adds for interaction. It really is a big benefit. For example, if the main carer comes to you, if she knows you, if the main carer of your grandmother knows you, she's much more likely to just pop over and say, look, your grandmother needs a new nightie, we're running out, or we've, the last one got ripped, or can we have a bit more lanolin because her skin's getting really dry, things like that. Then you can pass it on as the granddaughter to your mother, the power of attorney, and things just keep moving. Whereas if the person doesn't get regular visitors, often it takes, an age to get to the email and for the clinical manager to write the email and then send it off to the power of attorney, and then for the power of attorney to get that information and get the cream and come back, and often they don't visit much anyway, and on and on. And so things can get, missed out. And whereas if you're there and, people can come to you, staff can come to you and say what's needed and update you on things, then Granny's care will be a lot more comfortable and efficient as a result. Now, another thing to do as you're sitting there is just to, be aware of the menus and what meal's coming up and what's on the menu, which you can tell Granny about, so she's adjusted to that. You can tell her a little bit about, say if it's summer, what's happening outside, how the weather's been, is it hot, warm, whatever, that you've been to the beach, a little bit about the family. Just give her a little bit of background news, but don't overstimulate because she's feeling unwell, remember. Maybe she wants another cup of tea that you could get her. Is there anything else she'd like? Maybe she wants to go to the toilet and you can help direct her there because she's forgotten where her room is again. There's always things to do at a dementia unit, really. And it's often just through sitting there, entering the unit, quietly sitting, observing, and seeing how you can contribute. Now, another really big help for the other residents as well as for your grandmother is to bring in some good quality reading material. Lovely women's weeklies, Women's Day, big nice photographic, books on your country, and photographs of cars and such, like tractors for men in New Zealand. Men love trains and tractors. I don't know if it's like that in other parts of the world, but certainly cars. I think cars, all men seem to like cars. So, you can pick up all these magazines and books at garage sales, at library. Sometimes they have fairs when they're selling them off cheaply secondhand. So this is a little project. It's quite an easy project to be able to help with. It's building up a little library at the dementia facility, giving it to the activity coordinator or the nurse, and that way the residents have some reading material so to be able to, enjoy without, having to rely on the one miserable newspaper which comes in daily for often 30 people. So these are some of the ways to be able to ease in on entry to the dementia unit. Visit your grandmother, keep cool so that you can adjust and flex quickly to any, mishap that may be at hand. And all in all, you'll be welcomed at the unit both by your mother, her friends, and the staff and the other residents that will get to know you if you're a regular visitor. So thank you very much for your views and your likes and your subscribing. I really appreciate the subscribers so that we can get, the support out for these wonderful residents in these dementia facilities who need to get their voice heard. So I'll put the books links below, and thank you for everything and all the hearts and things and all the rest of it.